Well, this video one is an unexpected one, but hopefully you guys will learn something new, because this is the most stressful video that I've ever done in my entire YouTube career. So, what's the video about? Well, I decided to do this video for a Game of Life project. If the Game of Life project is basically simulating the life of a 25-year-old self. And this is a school project, so yeah, I don't usually post school projects in my YouTube account. So yeah, this first time doing this in my entire YouTube career. Ever since I had only 14 subscribers, ever since this account was started, I only had 14 subscribers. Then when that account blew up in early 2025, I did not post such things, and now here we are. So hopefully I'm going to try to make this video more school related. So yeah, my math teacher, please don't get mad at me for putting any film industrial stuff on there or any YouTube stuff. I will try to make this as much educational as possible. At the same time, make sure it's more project based like you want. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into the first part, profession. Alright, we're about to switch screens to the computer in about 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, you guys should see me right now on the top right part of the screen. Like, I'm not sure is this accurate or not. Obviously I have the microphone, so it should be recording up right there right now. So hopefully this is accurate. This is the first time I've done such a thing, so hopefully this is going accurate. So let's start off with the profession section. There you go. So the professional jobs that I chose is chief executives. What's my job description? My job makes a lot of money. That's it. It says to describe it in my own words. So yeah, it just makes a lot of money. At the same time, it helps you grow leadership skills, and it is the founder of a tech company that negotiates contracts and deals with other companies or different companies, whatever you want to word it. Like, why did I choose this profession? I think this profession helps teach financial skills, and since it's one of my goals, financial freedom is one of my goals, this profession is perfect. I am also interested in the business and management career cluster. What training or degree do I need to actually do this? It's a bachelor's degree. Well, although it should show up on the screen right now, you don't really need such degree. I mean, people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they dropped out of Harvard to start Microsoft, Facebook, stuff like that. At the same time, it reflects responsibility, high responsibility. It manages managing companies, and its shape strategy apparently. These are top leadership roles, to be honest. So yeah, it's gonna include all these. In my next slide, current employment, 3.139 times 10 to the power of 5, which is basically how much job growth it has. Now, there's two. That's the current employment. There's two other things, job growth and job outlook. We will go over both of them in the next slide, but the current employment is 313,900 across the entire United States. The job growth is 6%, so the lower it is, the less likely you are going to get that job, or it's more of a competitive field. It's more likely it's going to be a competitive field. At the same time, job outlook in Virginia, it is dropping, but it will be fine, hopefully. It will have a drop of negative 350 opportunities, but in the state I want to live in, which you guys will see later on, the job growth will have a massive drop of negative 3,100 opportunities. which means it is a big tech empire. It means that it's gonna have a high competition, and when it has a high competition, it is less likely that you're gonna get that job, or it is less likely you're going to be the best at it. So we have to be a little more better than other ones of them. And then how would these statistics help us? Well, learning about job growth tells us whether the job is worth it or not, and whether that is really needed for human labor, or will AI replace it in the future. And I already explained it in the previous slide, whether it's a competitive field or not. At the same time, learning about career outlook is similar to job growth. The difference is that job growth is a specific metric within that outlook, representing the projected percentage increase or decrease in total employment for a role. Describing your job/profession in your own words will give you a great understanding about what you feel about your job. Alright, and then for the next one, let's go. Overall, I choose chief executives because it is one of the top leadership roles in business, makes significantly more money than other professions, and reflects high responsibility and influence. Alright, so now it's time for the living situation. So for the living situation, it is going to be basically where I live and how do I live. So this will connect to a different part of this, which will be the budget, which is the longest part. So without further ado, let's just dive into the living situation. Where do I live? Santa Clara, California. Like in the intro, I like Santa Clara for a reason. It's the city of tech. In the profession I already said, I want to be a tech person in the future, and so Santa Clara is the place. Why did I choose this place? I think it has everything in order to live a simple life. I just need a home base where I have a good workspace. Who do I live with? 15 children and 1 wife. This is theoretical. I might be single in the future, but who cares? What does my place look like? It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a living room with a backyard that is an area to hang out. How much do you pay per month for rent and utilities? $8,133 per month and $160 in utilities. Alright, so let's go for the budget. It's time for the budget. So my gross income salary, which is basically my salary before tax, which is $231,080, which it's pretty small for a chief executive in my opinion, because I know many people make more money on that, but who cares? It's why school links. Taxes, $77,026.67. That is the state tax of Santa Clara, California, or California state tax, county tax, all those type of stuff. And then the monthly net income, which is gross income minus taxes, it is $12,837.78. Okay, my gross income, and then with all of this, we will be having to spend $12,837.78. Next up, budget 2. We will talk about my housing and family category. Housing totals up to $8,383. Family totals up to $3,586. All needs and expenses, rent and mortgage. That's the house cost. Cell phone, we can put that as like any cell phone provider. Okay, utilities. Well, utilities is basically like water, gas, trash, stuff like that, which is basically like the needs a human would need for a house like that. Internet, $50. And then family, college loan payment. Why it is 0? Because I would actually pay it right away instead of having some loan terms. At the same time, we have healthcare, which would be $400. Groceries with $1,186. There's an entire format full of groceries, and I'm not gonna review it. Matter of fact, my math teacher, he said to not include it, or else it would take too long. Other necessities, $2,000. Basically, all of this according to the website School Links, which totals up to $3,586. Alright, budget 3. For my transportation, I have a total of $700, and for giving it is $100. Now, for $100, it is interesting because why is the givings $100? Well, it's because, technically, I want to give even more than $100, but we don't have enough disposable income, even though it would total up to like $160 plus. I still want it to be even more bigger and better. Car usage payment, $700. It's because it's basically like the gas prices, average payment, all of that factors in my respective city of Santa Clara, California. And then budget final part, I choose no items for my lifestyle section because I want to make a lot of money first, then buy the things I want. Alright? And then my monthly expenses total up to $12,768.56, and my monthly net income is $12,837.78. My leftover income, or disposable income, is $69.27. Right. Now, that is basically how to make a monthly budget. Alright? Now, I would have given an even more briefer explanation, but to keep this even more simple and more short, I am doing all of this. Alright, time for the next section, which is stock market. Alright, so it is time for the budget reflection. And basically, this is what's gonna be. So if I'm under budget, what would I do? I would invest that money so I can make a lot more money. Simple as that. Lifestyle, $0, giving $100, transportation $700, family $3.5K, housing $8.3K. Rent or mortgage, now this is where I was a little bit confused, but I managed to get it under control. Every $1 earned for monthly net income, it will be $63 spent on rent. $1 spent on car usage is $1.69 spent on groceries. Every dollar spent on almost half a cent every dollar earned is almost half a cent spent. Yeah, it's really tough to calculate because it's really crazy. After looking at these ratios, what changes do you want to make to your budget? No, I don't want to make any changes because I think it's pretty much good. I think it's fresh. I could definitely work with this. Alright, so it's time for the next section, which is alright guys, so time for the investment section. It is gonna be me. I invested in a total of 7 companies, and then basically the 7 companies, they just helped me make a lot of money. And then in the next section we will definitely show you like how I made that much money. Let's go. Basically, on here, these are the companies that I invested in. Vertiv Holdings, $172.72 when I started this, and I gained about $75.79. Chevron, yeah, because of Trump's recent capturing of Maduro, I invested in Chevron, which got me $21. decent. And then all of these private research were done on TradingView, as you guys can see right over here. PepsiCo, $25. Nvidia, $12. Nvidia, though, I added $2 per share. And then stock market, $3 for Intel, $24 for SOLS, which is Solstice Advanced Materials, and this random therapy company with $34.42. Money invested, $987.34. Money earned, $198.19. Money lost, none. And yes, I'm surprised that I did not lose this much money, because if you guys can see a graph right now next to my picture on the screen, yeah, there was a sort of a crash around this time. Alright, now we're going to be showing you guys how I made all this. Alright, so to basically get the point of how I put in my investments, here are the basics you guys should knowing. This is basically the trading chart and TradingView, and there's many trading strategies, but one thing that I used is volume. So as you can see, it's right here. That's the chart. We're gonna quickly zoom back to the time when we were, and then you can change the chart as well. It's daily right now. We'll keep it that way. But as you guys could see, you basically trade on here. You look for different patterns, which I can't really teach it to you guys in this moment because it's way too long. But basically, you look for different patterns, and then you just try to predict trades while that pattern is going. So, like, there's an uptrend, which is like consistently going up, but if there's like a downtrend, then it's consistently going down. Then you just measure a point between those two, and then you guys can predict the trade, and then you just put your stop loss point like somewhere here or maybe even here, and then make a lot of money. Basically, that's how you do that. Alright, this is one example. I decided to show you with Solstice Materials, but yeah, basically that's how I put in my trades. So yeah. Alright, so let's quickly begin with our investment reflection. Alright, so how did my investments perform? Phenomenal. And the company Vertiv Holdings did the best with $75 earned. No company made me lose money, but the lowest earned was Intel with $3 earned. How would you expect your investments to perform over a long period of time? I think that would be terrible. When a company does well, then it might perform terrible in the future. Yeah, remember, when a stock goes up, it might go down. If it's really, really hot, it might go down. How have you learned about investment? Investing can help someone if they're tight on money. They can put some into the S&P 500 and get a really good return. I would like to be a lot more careful when I'm investing in the future, and the kind of investments I'm interested in are hot and popular stocks that can have long term. Alright guys, it's time for the overall reflection. So basically, these are the questions that we really have to answer while doing all this. So, what is one piece of advice would I give to my older self? One piece of advice I would give to my older self is that you should be thinking about your actions, because actions determine who you are and determines which path you really go in. What do I want to keep learning about when I grow up? It is investing, because there are many different ways to trade and make a lot of money. What part of your finances do I feel the most comfortable about? And it's investing, because I made a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, my budget, I'm really disappointed in my budget because I want to have a lot more money, and parting to that is my profession, which the salary is way too low. Alright, listen, schoolings, you guys I recommend updating this because I know so many people who make a lot more money while being chief executives. Alright, let's go to the outro now. So yes, guys, that's my Game of Life project. Hopefully this went well. Hopefully I get an A for this. I'll probably tell you guys in the comments what grade I got for this, and then yeah, hopefully my teacher ain't disappointed in me, because I did include his stuff and then some film industry stuff. This took a long while to make in a short amount of time, so we're lucky that this has happened. So yeah, for now, tell me in the comments, guys, what do you guys wonder? I mean, not most of y'all don't even care, they just watch my videos, but who cares? But just tell me, guys, if you guys are not shy, just please feel free to comment down below. Make sure to subscribe. Hope we are trying to hit 50k subs by mid 2027 or the end of 2026, in that window. Also try to make sure to like and share, and then follow for more of these videos, and I'm out.